What's up, everybody? This is Evan from RisingLegacy coming in with another recap, and this one was pretty special. So we faced this clan, Ludus, Magnus, and whoops. If I show you in our war log, way down here, right here, 67 days ago, we faced this clan, and this was like right around when we started to get better as a clan. And so we faced them and we're like, oh, this is going to be a good war. Well, they perfect warred us. So they absolutely went off. And so, yeah. And then, and then 2 days ago, we spun a war at like, I don't know, 5 p.m. Central Time. And we actually matched them again. So this was like, as soon as we matched them, we were like, we're going to try Super Harvest War. We're going to like give it everything. And so we actually ended up perfect warring them, which is crazy. Yeah, so they definitely didn't do as well on us. I think a lot of it was, one, they had like some of their better players sitting out. And two, I think our bases have gotten better. When we warred them, we had a lot of like Town Hall 12s with like lower defenses and stuff like that. So our bases definitely improved. They really didn't have a good war. Their Town Hall 11s were good, but the 12s and the Town Hall 13s were obviously really bad. So for this one, they actually had one more Town Hall 13 than we did. So we were fighting the mismatch the entire time. So they had an extra Town Hall 13, and then we had an extra Town Hall 12. So our 10 was a Town Hall 12, and then this was their Town Hall 12. So technically we had 2 more Town Hall 12s than them, and then they had another Town Hall 13. So they had to dip a lot of bases, and they only had these 3 attempts at Town Hall 13 triples. For them, they actually ended up swagging an attack. I think that this guy was going to hit last minute, and then we just went off in the last minute, as you can tell right here. We tripled number 2, number 4, number 1, and then at that point it was like, the guy was like, I'm not even going to try, because at that point the war was over. So, so yeah, I'm just going to like jump in and just start showing replays, because this war was incredible. So this attack was by myself. I was on Milo's account. Milo wasn't able to hit it at the end of war, so I basically said, okay, I'll hit for Milo. The idea here was I figured I could use my RC to take out the heroes on the left with some headhunters. They actually died to the mortar, or the scatter shot, which was really weird. I didn't think the splash would actually do that, so as you can see, I'm trying to funnel my queen in here. I was supposed to zap the CC, and I actually forgot to zap it, so the CC comes out. Luckily, it's not a tanky CC. Actually, that wouldn't have mattered. So the thing I saw here was all of his expos. None of them were guarding this angle, so I figured if I could get my queen into this compartment, nothing would shoot her. And so that's exactly what happened. I froze the CC, and then as you saw on the right, I actually zapped the eagle and the scatter, because as soon as I saw that I forgot to zap the CC, there's no point in zapping the CC after you already lured it. So that's what we did there. Our queen still got the value she needed, even with the CC up, and so it actually worked out for us. And so now it's just the Lalo coming in. I'm kind of lucky this sweeper was targeting pups. Like, that was kind of weird. And all of these hounds, like, they're going to pop eventually. Now the sweeper's going after the loons, but at this point you can see there's no splash left, and this base is obviously super wrecked. So I'm just going to kind of fast forward this, because, I mean, there's really nothing left here. I basically swagged my warden. I swagged a free spell. So yeah, that was right at the end of war. Technically, they could have won if we hadn't tripled this guy and they had tripled 2 of our Town Hall 13s, but they did not try to do that. So this was the second attack. This came like with an hour left, this was a really important attack because this really like set the tone of, hey, we're up a tunnel 13 triple now. Now you actually have to do something. So for this one, it's just a classic Zapquake on the CC and the Queen, and then just hogs. So we scouted this base to see like if I could get away with sending a blimp directly into the town hall up here, and it was actually trapped, so wasn't able to do that. I had to send it in more of an angle. But yeah, I kind of suied my heroes up there to set the funnel, take care of some defenses, and I wanted the Queen to grab the RC. And then, as you saw down here, I had some loons to like set the hog funnel so they didn't go bouncing outside. Queen does her job, so that's good. And then now it's just sending in like 40 hogs. So I actually used, so the eagle targeted the hogs, which I always forget about the eagle. So I used the heal because there was a giant bomb like up here that I was scared, like if the giant bomb hit the hogs and then the scatter hit the hogs, they would die or they'd be really low. So I didn't really want to risk that, so I went with the safe heal. And these hogs, as you can see, like both of my heals had to be burned relatively early. Luckily, I had saved the RC for the back end. I saw a whole bunch of point defense back there, and I figured I could get a lot of value by doing the RC, because not only does that clear point defense, but it also keeps the hogs inside the base. So now it's starting to get kind of sketchy because I don't have any more heals, and there's a whole bunch of splash over here. So the hogs are going to die, but the RC is now full health with her ability, and I brought a bunch of sneaky goblins because I was like, earlier in the war, we got a tunnel 13 triple because one of our guys brought a bunch of sneaky goblins and they actually finished out with base. So I figured if that happened, I would want to do that. So now, because I still have the ability, I was like, I'll just use it right now, get rid of these defenses, get VRC and clean up. I had like 10 seconds left, so it wasn't like super close, but yep. Finished that one out. This is the guy who got a 98% 2-star on me, like right at the war start. So at that point we were like, oh, we're in trouble. But luckily their Town Hall 12 struggled, which means their Town Hall 13s had a dip, and I don't think they had their best players in, because they were kind of struggling to get Town Hall 13 dips. So this is Shade coming in with the lightning spells, zapping the CC. So for this one, we figured we would just kind of sui our heroes into this. This is like a kind of a ring base. So we basically wanted to cut the ring, and there were just enemy heroes here, Inferno, Expos, just everything. So we just used 2 ice golems to take that all out, and then again, it's another like mass hog attack. So these mass hog attacks are really good. If you like on the right bases, they're like super OP. Oh my gosh, seriously? Okay, I don't know why that happened. Whoops, not that war. Okay, well, maybe I'll edit that out, maybe not. Depends how lazy I am. But we'll get back to that, where the hogs come in. This is kind of an interesting base. It seems like a CWL style base. So yeah, as you can see, the hogs are coming in now. Used the Warden pretty early because they were taking a whole bunch of damage. And yeah, he kind of messed up that heal, it looks like. He got some hogs that died. But it's super simple, like blimp right to the town hall, which we had scouted before, so we knew that was safe from the angle. And right now, like, all of his stuff is kind of dying out. Luckily, we have the RC to, like, help him out here, but all of his troops are just kind of dying out here. And so it's like, at this point, it doesn't look like a triple. So he uses the freeze spell, which was really nice. I was thinking use the RC earlier, but it actually paid off. So he just gets his Inferno down, like with his Warden, and now because the Warden has such a long range, he's just gonna snipe all these buildings. And this is the one I was talking about earlier. Like, look at these sneaky goblins. These sneaky goblins just go ham. So his Warden like takes out that Archer Tower. This was our first Town Hall 13 triple, so this is what tied us up basically in terms of stars. Because like I said, they had an extra Town Hall 13, so we needed to triple at least one of them because we knew they would clear 12s. So this one was super hype. Like, this was a really nice attack. So very nice job. Pop out of that. Alright, so number 4. This will probably be a longer video because this war was so awesome. But this was by Creeper, who is... We basically needed another Town Hall 13 to spin a war because we knew we would be mismatched if we ran 2 Town Hall 13s, which is ironic because we were still mismatched. But yeah, this was I think Neon Paw is the name. It was just an extra Town 13 from a clan we had ward a couple days ago, which we became friendly with, so they basically lent us a Town Hall 13 and got a triple here. So as you can see, just Queen Charge hybrid. At this point, it's not looking like super good because there's really no plan for Town Hall, but he's getting a whole bunch of value with his Queen Charge. Very nice double wall breaker. And now it's just the hybrid. So yeah, this is interesting base. Some of these bases seem like old CWL bases, and I imagine they would work like pretty well in normal random wars for these guys, because it can be annoying, like when you have a town hall like this so far in, you have to specifically plan for it, which usually is like a blimp or something. In this case, it was just using the expos by the town hall to let the hybrid go into it, which is exactly what happened. So yeah, right now it's kind of looking sketchy, but the queen like comes around here, and he had a hound in the CC, which I don't know, I probably would have done a trashy CC if you're gonna do a CC that's so easily lured. But he actually had a queen, and then his queen like just snipes the enemy queen. And this Inferno just can't keep up. Like, these point defense, there's still a ton of miners left. This base is super wrecked. Alrighty, so this one is by myself. This was actually Biscuit's plan. He got... I want to see he had a 99% with like this barracks here had like no health on it, so super unfortunate. I came in like an hour later and I had so much of a worse attack, but I tripled it, so he was kind of mad about that. But we did get the triple with only 2 attacks on the base, so that was nice. So used the Warden, not really for damage. More I wanted to give his Inferno, but I didn't really have the troops to funnel out his gold stored because Biscuit had sneaky goblins, so he was able to funnel that out super easily. But I was hoping my Warden wouldn't go for it. He actually did, so that really hurt me in time. At this point, it was like 2 minutes left, and you pretty much always want to start your Warden walk at 2 minutes left. So you can see here the Warden gets locked onto all of these expos, and the ability is burned, which is going to be huge later. Like, you're going to see it actually saves the raid, which is funny. So for Biscuit's attack, he had the same thing happen, but the Warden was saved. And so he was able to, oh yeah, by the way, I messed up the quake, so I was supposed to quake this wall. But because my warden died earlier, the healers actually switched. And I had brought 7 Coco Loons just to pick out like outside defenses, and actually sent those in on the Inferno. So that's why the raid was saved. It was still kind of a close one on time, but because my healer switched, my Yeti stayed alive, and that's why this one was finished out. So yeah. So yeah, I can't take credit for that plan. That was all Biscuit's plan. Speaking of which, we're gonna now view number 6. Whoops. So this one, it was actually a fresh hit on this base, and he had a sick dragon hit planned. So you can see him zapping the bottom AD. And then he's just going to be really smart about using sneaky goblins to decrease the storages that heroes have to take on a Sui. He wanted his queen to basically take out this whole side. If you look at his sweepers pointing that way, so you saw the bowler bounce over here. He can now funnel dragons into here. The sweeper's not going to touch him. So that was the plan here. It worked absolutely perfectly. Oh my gosh. Actually clicked the wrong button. Yep, there's a bowler bounce. So, yep, you see the heroes taking out all of his value. Queen's gonna get the entire side like that. And now he sends in all of his dragons. I would have probably spread them out a little bit more here, because now they kind of have to go down and clear outside trash, rather than if you spread them out, they would all go in at the same time. But he still did that nicely. And then the blimp just on the right is like perfect recognition, realizing there was no ADs, nothing to really destroy it. So he kind of sends that in. It gets popped. I missed it. I probably blocked mine, but you can see like right now there's just nothing left. And he had a hound and a couple loons left, because there was an AD down here at 730 that he was supposed to take out, but the king actually took out. So this one was absolutely wrecked. All of these dragons, there's like an expo and an archer tower, really nothing to take them out. And I'm just going to kind of fast forward this one. Yeah, his hound doesn't even pop. That's crazy. So that was Biscuit. We had so many nice hits. Like, So this one was actually fresh. So this guy has, looks like his cannons aren't max, but everything else looks max. So very nice job on a fresh hit. Again, it's the Zap hybrid, which we've been using. This is actually a Zap minor, but just gets the CC of a queen, just crazy value. Like, all of these old meta bases is just insane, like the value you can get. Base building needs to catch up, because attacking is crazy overpowered right now. So he kind of, I like how he delays the healers here, because if he placed them too early, they could run off on this P.E.K.K.A. But because he waited, they're actually going to stay on the queen. So now he's just charging the single Inferno, which I don't really understand what these walls are supposed to do. I guess it's supposed to be anti-Yeti. But then you still have the Yeti mites, so maybe P.E.K.K.A.s? I don't know. It's really easy to queen charge those compartments, and generally you waste a lot of wall space on making those. So, in my mind, the best bases you can run are bases that have dead walls and make funneling difficult. Usually, like, attacking is so overpowered, the best thing you can do is just make funneling really annoying. So I liked what he did here with the super wall breaker. He basically just charged right into that town hall, which is insane. I don't know if that was planned or not, but it worked out really nicely. So now you see his hybrid, and I guess I missed it, but there was a Yeti blimp. No, I don't know where the blimp went. Huh. Yeah, I wasn't paying attention to that. But he apparently used a blimp. And yeah, this was fresh, so he didn't know about the Teslas. But, I mean, this was absolutely wrecked. These buildings at the top are kind of annoying. I don't think this was super close on time, but I can check that. So, yeah, he had like, I don't know, 10 seconds left. So this one was a nice attack by Cleos. The only reason I'm not going to show it is because, like, the defenses aren't max, so I don't want this video to be like 40 minutes long, which it still might be. So yeah, we only had to dip 2 tunnel 11s, which is pretty good for us. Like, our tunnel 11s are probably our weakest point, and so it's a good war when you only leave 2 up. And yeah, I'm just going to start showing some tunnel 11 hits. So this is Dak coming in with the hybrid. I want to say 2 other people tried this. One of them did the queen charge and it worked. One of them did the queen charge and it didn't work. So Dak just went in and his worked. I don't know. I always get super scared when people do this, like queen charge on a corner like this, because it's so like hard to funnel your queen in like that. And then if it goes wrong, the whole raid's dead. There's really not much you can do to recover that. But you can see here he has a double layer wall break and his queen just, I don't know what he said to her, but she just goes right in for that eagle. So basically, like once you can queen charge like that, take out, look how much, he's going to get half the base of his queen charge. Like, this base is super done. Super wrecked. We actually are facing this base again in our current war, so I'm not sure where it came from. I guess it's a popular base. But yeah, now you just see the miners coming in. He looks like he poisons a CC. He doesn't even bother luring it, just poisons it. Which, probably the right move, rather than wasting troops to lure it. So yeah, just absolutely crushed. He had so many spells to get through that part of the base just because of like how much the queen charge did without needing spells. This was almost like a teaser base, because most of the important things are at the bottom, so he just overpowered it. I'm just gonna fast forward this. Swag's a free spell. Good game. GG's to Dak. Alrighty. So, man, there's so many good hits. I'm gonna show this one because Milo would kill me if I didn't. This was all Milo's plan, so he's going to zap these Expos and Inferno. Normally you don't waste zaps on an Expo and an Inferno, but it really helped out his pathing, so that's what he did there. Normally you want the CC of a queen. So now he's got the king down here. He's gonna walk up and take out some trash. This was a fresh hit, so he actually takes out a Tesla farm, which is pretty fortunate on a fresh hit. So now the queen's coming down. The queen's whole goal here is to take out the bomb tower and wizard tower because they're both splash, and then also deal with the CC. You can see he has a siege barrack up there, just setting the funnel for his hybrid. He has these loons take out his sergeant tower, again setting funnel for his hybrid. And now he can just, you see the queen fighting the CC down there. Now he's just gonna send in, oh, this isn't even a hybrid, this is just a pure minor attack. There we go. So because of that Inferno Expo, it's gonna decrease a lot of damage on these miners. And so not only does it do that, it also helps out with their pathing. So you can see like the pathing is really, really nice right here. His queen's gonna stay alive because there's nothing to kill her down there. And also he was able to do this walk because the Inferno went down, otherwise the Inferno would have killed all his healers. So at this point I was like, why aren't you using your heal? He was waiting for the bomb tower, which is probably smart. I mean, yeah, bomb towers are pretty bad. I'm just gonna fast forward this one. Yeah, crazy raid. Nice job to Milo. Alright, I'll try to show someone who hasn't been shown. So, for Town Hall 11s, let's show... Oh, whoops, that's not what I want to do. Although this was a cool attack, I'll show this one. So this is Willie coming in. Again, 7 zaps, and not going to give a queen or CC with him. Well, I think he gets this. Nope. So he gets the Eagle and 2 Expos, which doesn't really sound like good enough for 7 zaps, but Willie makes it work. So he's just going to basically queen walk this entire side now that that Eagle's down. I liked how he used the king there to funnel the queen in. Now she's going to have to go deal with the CC, which is kind of interesting. I'm surprised he didn't have a headhunter in there. This guy was obviously expecting like a Sui Lalo or something, picking that garbage CC with a big dragon in it, or like a minor hit or something. So yeah, this is the one that was cool. So instead of sending in a blimp, which probably would have been trapped or something, he sends in a wall breaker, which also is tanking defenses. And instead of needing to pop it to get rid of the Inferno, it just powers right through the Inferno. And then once it finally does pop, look at this, it's clearing buildings as it's going, which is like pretty awesome. A blimp wouldn't have done that. And then when it does pop, just out pops some miners, like 5 miners. So I really liked that one. Because he used the king and the siege like down there at 6, he didn't really get a good cut of the funnel at 9. So that's why you see a lot of his troops bouncing out. But luckily his queen stayed alive and his troops are just gonna finish this out. Just like that. So very nice job to Willie. Alrighty. Let's see here. So were there any fresh hits? This might have been fresh. I'll show one more. I'm trying to find one. Okay. Maybe I'll show Groot. Yep, this was a fresh one, so I'll just show this one. So, this is Christian's Town Hall 11. Just coming off the minor, Queen Charge minor. So he has that jump spell. Let's see how he uses it. So, he's gonna Queen Charge from the left. Breaks. He has one Super Wall Breaker. So, he probably could have done a double break. But he goes with the single. Now you see he's got a jump spell. I wonder if he could have done a triple break. He probably could have done a triple wall break. Those are always sketchy because you don't know how far out the wall breaker AI goes before it just starts hitting like walls that are already broken. So yeah, Christian goes in with the jump spell. This is basically just cutting his funnel for his miners. This isn't anything fancy, no zaps or anything. It's just straight up Queen Charge. She is going to take out this Inferno. Whoops. Yeah, so now you see the CC coming out. That poison was just barely in range of his goblins. But he gets the witch with it, so that's the goal. These guys didn't run a lot of Headhunter CCs. They didn't seem to have a lot of like new meta bases. So I imagine these are like old league bases they used. We went ham this war. Like we went super tryhard mode. We built some new bases. We planned pretty much all of our hits in Discord. Like we really wanted to beat this clan. And we actually beat him with a perfect war, so that was, again, it was crazy. Like there was probably like 15 people online at the last hour just watching this thing end. Absolutely insane, like atmosphere. So yeah, this hit came later in the war, so it was a pretty high pressure hit because it meant like we didn't have to dip a lot. Our Tunnel 12s did pretty good. Like, I want to say 3 of their Tunnel 12s we freshed, and then one of them took 2 hits, and then one of them took like 5 or 6. It was insane. Like, we kept doing the same hit, and we kept like messing up one thing on it. And finally someone, like, I guess messed up less because it was still like messed up, but he got the triple, so yeah, we got all the 12s. We got 5 12v12s, and like I said, we only had to dip 2 Tunnel 11s, and then because of that, all of our Tunnel 13s were able to go for Tunnel 13 triples. So, yep, that was it. This clan, we're on a 36 win streak, which is unreal. Like, I don't want to like discredit them, but I think that they put in some players who weren't as good, and then they matched us, and I feel like we're pretty good, and so because of that, and also like we like put in a lot of effort into this war. Pretty unfortunate for them ending it at 36, but really nice for us being a red line in their warlock. So yep, that was it for us. Big shout outs to everyone who got 6 packs. So Shade, One Shot, which is Hogger, Milo, that's also Hogger. So pretty much all the 11s went like 1 for 2, which, as long as you're hitting the triples on the second hit, that's what you want to do. But yeah, just a crazy war for us. So GG's to Ludus, Magnus. Sorry about your win streak. Very nice job to everyone in Rising Legacy. And I hope you guys enjoyed our recap. Stay tuned. I think Cleos recorded this one, Nahandi Za, or however you say that. We're probably gonna just have like a shared YouTube channel so anyone can really post recaps on it. So hopefully we can start getting some recaps, because we have had some really nice wars, as you can tell. Like, we've had some big name clans in the last couple wars, and so wars are getting pretty exciting. So yep, I hope you guys enjoyed that recap, and I will catch you all later.